is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. Jack, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I am making it. What you been playing lately, man?
So actually, after we did Sandstorm's podcast last night, who was it? VG told me that Unicorn Overlord was on sale.
Mm.
So that's what I've been playing. Because
Ah,
I played the demo originally, but then at the time, because everything was coming out, I was like, I can't foresee myself dropping 50 for this, at
it,
least not at the moment.
it was too much because that was
Yeah.
March or April. Yeah, it was way
Yeah,
too much.
it
It
was
was
heavy. So it was 31 or 30 on eShop.
okay.
So I was like, okay, cool, because they had the digital cheaper than the physical, which was interesting to me. But yeah, so they had it cheaper. So I picked it up, and that's what I've been playing for right now. I've been dabbling in and out of it here and there, but so far I like the concept because I already knew what the concept was because I heard all y'all talking about it. But
Mm.
until you actually get into it, of course, past like that prologue or the tutorial area, and you start
Whew.
realizing like, okay, you're not fighting, you just kind of have to set up the strategy. And
Yeah,
if you don't set it up the right way, you can have a long day.
a
Like
real long day. Yeah, because I played the demo. I enjoyed that demo a lot. It kind of reminded me of that Project Triangle Strategy demo
Mhm.
where you were like, they killing people.
Right,
It's on the popping. All right,
right.
I get you. I get it. So yeah, it's one of those situations. But yeah, that is on sale, dude. These sales that they got going on across everybody's platform. So
Mhm.
on December 2nd, man, some of them prices, like, yeah, I kind of gotta.
You have to. Even if it's not gonna get played immediately,
Yeah,
is one of those things you kinda have to because,
it ain't gonna be
I
that cheap no more. You
no,
don't know if
it
it's
really
gonna be that
won't.
cheap. Yeah,
And it's not because you have games that really do hold their value, and you just kinda have to catch them when they're on sale. Because this is one of the ones where I don't know if we ever got sales numbers for it, but people spoke about it so highly, I don't think they had any intent on ever dropping that price permanently.
no,
So
no,
I was like, okay, cool. Let me take a shot. And also too, this kind of reminds me of the type of strategy game I want or like, and it puts me in the same mind frame of playing the head coach games back in the day that EA used to do.
oh,
Because
okay, yeah,
like
yeah,
right now it's cool. Like, of course, you can do the same thing, sort of, kind of, in Madden to where you let the computer play and you just kind of pick what you do, but it was nothing like okay, being in that conference room and kind of going over everything with your staff and making sure y'all had the right plays and you don't get to control nothing else. So
yeah,
and this is like the same instance of make sure that formation's right, make sure you deploy the right people, deploy them in the right spot, and yeah, everything has to take its course. Like you got to know your fighters.
yeah, yeah. And that's a cool thing about it. Hey, RJ said it sold over 1 million. Cool.
There you go.
Yeah, cool.
So
That because that's all it did. Because that game did not cost a lot to make,
it
but
did.
but
You can tell it didn't.
yeah, I mean, this ain't a 200. They ain't. It ain't take them 400 million to make this in 8 years. So
No,
so yeah,
not
selling
even
a
close.
million does them well. So
Yeah.
yeah. Me personally, still about to finish up Yeast 10 Nordics. I am so glad I picked up Yeast 10. Nordics
Is that
is
good?
yeah, it's really good. I
Okay.
shout out to Vicky. She got me on Yeast. So hey, I am really enjoying that game. It's a shame that it didn't get any kind of attention at for the Game Awards. But then
Yeah.
again, after thinking about it, people on that panel probably didn't even play it. So
Probably
um,
didn't. And that's why I'm kind of curious too, as into how they go about deciding what to play.
yeah,
Because I know they reach out to a few content creators,
yeah,
but I
they're
don't know.
not. Yeah, so there's that. I jumped back into Near Automata, just because
The
either
first one?
the one on Switch, the Yorha edition one.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I jumped on that, and I played some Grand Blue Fantasy Versus
How is that?
on my PS4. I'm actually liking it. It takes a little getting used to because they try to make a fighting game RPG hybrid, but
Right.
I'm actually not. It's not bad. I'm actually liking it. I need to spend a little more time with it before because I'm a casual fighting fan. I'm not somebody who frame counts and do. I don't do all
Yeah.
that. If I got to do all that, I'm not having fun.
Right.
So I like to have fun. I'm casual when it comes to fighters. So yeah, but I'm enjoying that. But that's what I've been playing this week. And I will say this: 2B should be in Smash, and I'll leave it at that.
You and these smash. How would you feel? Because you advocate for a lot of characters to come to Smash, whether joking or not. You advocate for them a lot.
Oh yeah.
If it comes out that they gave it to some new young guns at Nintendo and they changed the whole style of Smash, but keep the name.
I have to see how it plays, of course. But
Gotcha.
yeah. I mean, because look, they got to do something because
They
Sakurai
do.
did everything.
They do.
I'm like, what I've been advocating for was to just bring back damn Subspace Emissary, like bring back a
Yeah.
true story mode. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's what I've been doing. But yeah, most of the time when I be saying for Smash, I be joking.
Of course. Yeah.
Look, when I say Angelina Jolie for Smash, I'm lying.
Are we
So,
talking the game or
I forgot when I said.
are you using it as a verb?
Why did I say that? I forgot why I said that. Oh, Eternals, the Eternals movie that came out, and I was just put hashtag
Okay.
Angelina Jolie for Smash, and people got mad at me. I'm like, it's a joke. Like, dude, it's a joke. So, yeah, but yeah, I honestly, because 2B is less problematic than My Shiranui was. People got mad because they didn't like Sakurai's answer, which with mine. But if you played Fatal Fury, you know why he couldn't put her in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, Bayonetta is there, but they were able to put Bayonetta in biker shorts.
Yeah.
When they did the hair transformations and stuff. That's how they was able to get around that. With Pyra and Mithra, they gave them stockings. That's how they got around that. Mine, you can't get around with me bouncy. You can't get around with that. You can't from what she because that's what she said. Andre, am I lying? Andre, am I lying?
That's what she says in the English translation.
But am I lying?
You're not wrong.
Thank you.
But but the whole thing with Maya is she wasn't even a roster character. She was a background slot anyway. So it wouldn't have made a difference.
But then in King of Fighters, they started adding her, and you like, and then they kept doing the. We all saw the Fatal Fury movie.
Mm-hmm. Look, you ain't even have to see Fatal Fury 2 or the motion picture where Maya had a lot of motion in order to be able to understand it.
Lot of motion. So people
Not
got
emotion,
mad.
but motion.
So people got mad, and I'm like, Sakurai ain't finna do that because
he didn't want to edit the character.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna do it because if he would have did it, then they would have got mad at him for editing it. Yep. So I'm like, 2B, in my opinion, like she's less proud because you ain't got to like the whole cheat with her them blowing the clothes off so you can see her in her thing with the thong back. Like, dude, you have to do something to make that happen. Yeah, you have to do something to make that happen. Other than that, you don't have to do that. Yeah. So I can actually see her being in, and I can't wait to see the Smash community get mad about another anime sword character, but they still want Dante and Sora.
What was ever the difference between that? It's like, no, another sword character, but then the one I'm asking for is a sword character.
That's people don't.
I mean, they could, if he really wanted to. Now they could do Maya if they use her City of the Wolves look.
Yeah, the biker look where she has the leather pants. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see like if they do switch it up. I'm curious to see if they keep it close to what it is or if they go like a completely different route.
Yeah, because that's going to be interesting. Because, like I said, I mean, ultimate, if because I have no reason to believe Sakurai was lying. If that truly was what Iwata wanted him to do, the last thing he wanted him to do, I think he killed it. I think he killed it.
Yeah, he did.
So, like, you can complain all you want to. We didn't need DLC for Smash.
No, we
did not need DLC for Smash. I'm sorry.
Really
I'm like. Didn't. We really didn't do it. Don't get me wrong. I like we got Sephiroth.
Right.
But we did not need DLC for Smash.
Now, I will say that Smash and Sparking Zero are two examples of no matter how many characters you put in the game, people still gonna find something to complain
about. Yeah,
it is now. Granted, yes, Sparking Zero has like 20 Gokus. I get that, but my whole thing
you should have
is
known that going in. You should have
exactly
known that
if you
going
play
in.
the Budokai series.
Yeah, I'm like they did that. Come on, man.
But I never understood the huge rosters on fighting games when most people tend to pick at most three to four people to play around with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about how I play Tekken. I only really play with 3 people.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to learn everybody's moveset. That's tough.
Yeah, Dead or Alive, I usually only play with Cassidy.
Yeah, that's crazy. I need to boot back up Tekken 8.
Yeah,
I really do.
All I'm gonna say is y'all could have found a less convoluted way to bring back Hihachi. Anyway, y'all just could have found a less convoluted way to do that. Like I said, just bring the Dragon Balls. Just bring the Dragon Balls. It's a written in MacGuffin. Just bring the Dragon Balls.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, we're gonna start today's topic. Y'all see the title. We're gonna get to that. But first, I did want to talk about the Sony rumored to be buying Kodakawa and get our thoughts on it. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying what I said with the Activision Microsoft, because I've heard those comparisons come up. Number one, it is not against the law for a company to sell if they want to. So if you mad about that, dude, your point is moot. It's not against the law for a company to sell. Period.
Right.
It ain't.
There you go.
Now, do I think it's a bad move? Not exactly. Kodakawa ain't worth that much as far as like, now they own a lot of stuff, but they're not worth like
they're not monetarily very big.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. Now, what I don't like is from the anime side of things. Yeah. Because any anime fan, y'all know Sony loves to censor a lot of stuff, which is I find ironic since they love to proclaim they're mature, but they love to censor a lot of stuff. So, some of the stuff on Crunchyroll that I like, they censored it, and I'm like,
yeah,
why exactly? Yeah. And so that's what I'm concerned with. Now, I did not know, and I knew about Elden Ring and From Software. I knew they owned that. I did not know they owned a lot of the stuff that they owned. I didn't know they owned Acquire. I didn't know all that. So, so from a gaming standpoint, would it be bad? It could be, but at the same time, I think if Sony does get it, I do think that they're not stupid enough to be like, oh, all this stuff can only be here, because they're not making money like that. Same with Microsoft. They're not making money like that. They're not.
And I know we don't have this queued up or anything, so I don't expect anybody to know. Chat, you may know. And I'll throw Nintendo in this pot. Any acquisition outside of assets, and we're talking about like gaming, who has it benefited? Because I know like we've seen the Microsoft ones, and now Sony has done a few, but I don't think it necessarily changed like what was already being released by that team, outside of like making it exclusive maybe. But I really didn't see like, okay, for example, like whenever Microsoft just made this acquisition with Activision, right? I don't see Microsoft in turn making any of those games from Activision better. Like they didn't need Microsoft. I get why the acquisition happened. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying with any acquisition that tends to happen, so by Atlas, yeah, that okay, so that's a good one. So, and then Monolith Soft. I don't know any of Monolith Soft's work prior to Nintendo, so y'all have to excuse me on that. But I don't know their work before then. So, if Monolith Soft was already making bangers, what was Nintendo's addition to this, outside of actually being the one to receive opposed to assist?
I think it's the same thing that happened with Platinum when Monolith was because they basically made Xenogears.
Yeah.
So the thing was, I don't think they made the money they thought it was good. I don't think they got the return they thought it was going to get.
Okay.
So just like with Platinum and Bayonetta, that situation happened. So around the beginning of the 7th gen. I want to say is when because I didn't even know Monolith was up for sale, was free like that. I didn't know that.
Right.
I thought they were still, for the longest time, I thought they were still strictly Sony. But that's another one of the ones that Sony kind of like just let go into the ether, and Nintendo just came in and was like, hey, let me go holler at you, folk. So that was one of those situations. And yeah, Nintendo let them cook, basically. Like, oh, y'all want to do that? All right, yeah, go ahead. And they put Xenoblade Chronicles out, the first one, and we had to beg to get an American version. Thankfully, Operation Rainfall did come through, and the rest is history. Because once again, yeah, it's only on a Nintendo platform. People love to sit up and pretend like, oh, if you just put it on Sony and Microsoft, it's gonna sell millions. No, it ain't. That's not guaranteed. So
yeah, because anytime I look at these and like chat, I understand like some of these companies need to be saved because their product is just not selling and the money comes in. I'm always looking at it from a different perspective in the sense of like, okay, if Nintendo acquires me, money wise, thank you, but also too, like how are we assisting this company we just got? Like, how are we bettering their product? How are we improving their product? So in Monolith Soft's situation, maybe that's the Xenoblade, maybe that's the work with Smash, the work with everything else. So maybe that's how they're approving them. Looking from the Sony and Microsoft side, I don't necessarily see like how you took me from here to here, and then my consumer is now benefiting from us getting assistance from you outside of just saving us from going under.
Well, Microsoft is kind of hard to think that anything's going to happen because I use Rare as the example.
Right, of course.
You went and bought Rareware.
Right.
And did nothing with them.
Yeah.
Basically. So it's one of those situations where you're like, yeah, Rare would have came out. But now, granted, they didn't have to take the money.
No, they didn't.
Even the Stephen Brothers said at the time we shouldn't have took the money.
That's crazy.
Dude. When I read that, I'm like, bro. When I read that interview they did with the Stephen Brothers, I want to say 2008 or 9. I think when that interview came out, I'm like, bro, because like that when Microsoft basically bought them just so Nintendo wouldn't have them. That's essentially what they did. Yeah, because the rare that's there now is not the same Rareware that was,
of course,
with them. I think another thing too is like it just depends. Like I would have more faith in Nintendo buying a gaming company because I know they're gonna let them make games.
Yeah, and then work with other games as well to kind of get that experience.
Yeah, because like Monolith Soft, everybody knows Monolith Soft. Well, if you are a fan of open world, everybody knows Monolith Soft stands head above everybody else when it comes to open world development. That's why, like when they did Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, that's why people love the open world-ness of Hyrule. Yeah. That's why they love Xenoblade Chronicles X, the people that actually played it. I'm not talking about the people who just been talking.
Right.
And
that's why I'm curious why they don't work with Creature, Pokemon company.
That would depend on who's wanting to work with them.
Yeah. Because that's another thing too. Like Pokemon company may be like, dude, we don't need y'all.
Yeah, we good. Y'all putting in work and we selling more than you. Get out.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the crazy thing. Like, yeah, I mean, because think about it. Like, if you think about it, you're like, dang, yeah, Microsoft does a good job. But we don't need them. Why? We're Pokemon.
We got a big dog.
We got it.
They might need us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got this.
We got this, dog. But sir, they're talking about boycotting your game. We want them to.
Hey, people die every day, B.
Every time they talk about boycotting my game, I get to go buy 3 more yachts.
Yeah, so I need them to boycott this. As a matter of fact, release the screenshots of the N64 looking images again. We did that on purpose.
Hey, Pokemon say, hey, developers die every day, B. Like, we just not one of them. It's all good.
We go at Activision head to head and don't blink.
That's crazy.
They did. They do. They went at Call of Duty like 4 years in a row in November and like do something. We still gonna make money.
So let's hypothetically we get this crispy Pokemon running, no frame drops, all 1,000+ Pokemon games in there. Does it sell even better, or do we get the same numbers? Because my thing is, if you're selling a shit product now and you're getting millions like that, if you gave the product that people are looking for, do you make more?
That's a good question.
Well, that depends, because if they already have a bad reputation now and they're selling hundreds of millions, with a good reputation, you could pull in another 400 to 500 of millions.
And that's what I'm curious about. Like, do gamers care enough, or does the main person that they're targeting care enough?
Let's put it this way. Grand Theft Auto 5 would no longer be able to hold that top spot.
That would be interesting. That's a bold claim. That's a bold claim.
That's the thing. Like, when you look at Pokemon Company, you're like, bro, this should not be like this. But dude, like, they done built their brand to the point where, yeah, we only got 15% of people saying they're gonna buy it. We still made above numbers.
Right. Yeah.
Between anime, merchandising, and games, bro, they good.
Yeah, they're fine.
And
like,
the bad is not every game they make is bad, because they
no.
And
so, yeah, I mean, the spinoff games run fine. Like, there's no issue. It's just that main line. Yeah, I don't. So I mean,
before it tries to cut me out again, and my kids screaming like they don't know what the hell they're doing. Their side games are good. Right. Their main games, for some reason, are horrible, but their side games are good.
Yeah.
Which is, it's just funny to me, because like I said, I still find it hilarious to this day that they went up against Call of Duty at the height of Call of Duty's, and just being like, we don't care. We're gonna drop these two consoles, these two different versions, and not only y'all gonna buy them, y'all gonna buy all of it. You're a parent. Buy it.
That's scary.
Your children want it, and you're gonna lie and say it's for your kids, and it's really for you, grown ass.
Oh yeah. I'll be honest with you. Like, hearing Sandstorm talk about Scarlet and Violet, I know what the game run like, because my youngest got it, and I'll still be like, don't give it a shot. Like, because it's the same thing like with 2K. Like, I love basketball, I love Pokemon, but both products are not where they should be.
Yeah, true.
And I am not disciplined enough when a sale comes around sometimes to not indulge in said product. Am I the problem? Hell yes. But I admit I am the problem. So it's like, it's just, it's one of those things to where I'm not like, I know they could and should do better. Sometimes I just try to enjoy the product for what it is, but ultimately I agree they do need to do better. I don't know how they do it.
It's one of those situations where you like, they've built a formula that works, because you want to play those new Pokemon.
Yeah, you do.
You want to. And since they don't add them on every game, you kind of have to get the game if you want to play as them, because they may not show up in the next one.
Right.
They may not. If they decide to go back to Arceus, have their roster gone.
Yeah. That is true. That is very true.
They make it where, and people don't seem to understand. I'm like, dude, this is a business. This is not a charity.
No, it's not.
They are in it to make money. So if you want to get the game, then get it. If not, like, until y'all stop buying it, they're gonna take every boycott with it. They're gonna smile when y'all say boycott.
Yeah. Because to be honest with you, if I was Game Freak, I would do my new generations. I would not include a single old Pokemon unless they go the smart route of saying, hey, look, that Pokemon from, let's say, Gen 3 is originally from this region. So, because they do that now, it's just do that. And then if you want to partake with all thousands of them, here's another game that we continue to rotate that you can play with all the minutes, similar to Stadium. Like you have this game, and this game is going to continue to make us money, but you're still going to buy that main line because then you can carry your Pokemon from Pokemon Bank or whatever into this particular game.
You know something though? I kind of wish they would bring back Coliseum from GameCube.
So I wasn't lucky enough to play Coliseum, but I saw it, and I'm like,
when you played as the villain,
right? And I was like, why don't we do this in gaming?
I don't know why they stopped. I don't know why they didn't go back to that.
But what games really do that? Like, what games really say you take the role of the villain?
There's a couple of them that did.
Very few. Very few.
But that was the one that like caught everybody off guard. Because I remember Cats in college was like, "Hey, Shawty, you tried that Pokemon Coliseum?" Like, man, I'm a grown man. I don't play no Pokemon. No, this all changed. So
yeah, because like Bowser should have had a game by now. Like I think he's had a game. Maybe
he's had a couple, but they're real small.
Yeah,
I'm like a mainline Bowser full game.
Oh
yeah,
like,
how did you get this castle? What money are you pulling in?
I would actually like to do a game from Bowser's perspective where you're planning the assault on the Mushroom Kingdom, planning what levels you're going to take over, and how the map is set up, because we know Mario don't set that map up. So who set this map up?
I would love. Well, me and Andre talked about this a long time ago, but I would love for them to do like a Ganondorf game.
Oh hell yeah!
Exploring like the young.
That is the ultimate power fantasy.
Yeah. Now that one needs to be like a hack and slash. Like that one needs to be a hack and slash straight up. Like hack and slash with a few RPG elements, because he is a master swordsman and sorcerer, so he needs to be able to do both. But yeah, that should be. And to be fair, after playing Yeast 10 Nordics, I would love to see that engine with just cut out the duo part, keep the solo part, and run the Ganondorf game like that. Because I can see that happening. To be fair,
that'd be crazy. But, so the lore on that is what, every 100 years there's a male born in the
Gerudo clan, and that male has to be king, but not everyone was Ganondorf.
So that's what I was about to say. Like, who the other cats? Like, because I know it's been a couple years.
They're just different Gerudo kings that ruled in place.
And they don't throw hands like that, or they just
Well, I mean,
okay.
you would consider them they're Gerudo, so they're going to throw hands. That's like saying Wakandans can't throw hands.
But they're not power hungry and crazy.
I still want to do the scenario where there's a set of twins born. One of them is Ganondorf, and he's all powerful, but then the other one helps Link because he just becomes a shopkeep.
Oh,
he just becomes a shopkeep, and we make him Samuel L. Jackson.
But
that's my mother. I told
you want this Master Sword, mother.
Look, you first roll in. Who you? What you need? You want what?
You don't talk. You don't talk. What? Speak up.
He'd have to talk. They'd have to have a voice actor for that one.
What do you want? What do you need? You like why are you in here pointing at my stuff? If you gonna come tell me what you need, boy, give me what you want.
Get out here. You ain't serious.
Did you build up his character a little bit? He come back all excited, be like, "That's my." I told you he was going to do it. See, he went to that temple. I told you he was going to clear it out. Man came back with spoils of war. And look, he about to sell it in my shop, and guess what y'all about to be paying? Premium price.
That would be funny. But yeah, I mean, yeah, because now that I think about it, because Ocarina of Time was the first time a villain actually won.
Storyline-wise, yeah.
Ganondorf was the first storyline villain in a Nintendo pantheon to actually win.
Wow. Okay.
He was the first one. Like he won, and
he won spectacularly.
Yeah, he won in spectacular fashion. Because like when you read the lore for it, he basically when he went in there to take that Triforce, he killed everybody in there.
Dang.
So I'm like, God dang, bro.
But that's the reason it got corrupted when he touched it.
He touched it because his hands were bloody. So apparently, he was putting his hands through people's bodies. I'm
blood.
like, bro, what the? Like, yeah, bro, dog, let me come holler at you, man. God dang. It is not. Wash your hands before you don't touch this, man. What you doing?
Like, man, use a little bit of Dawn dish soap. Just get it off your hands.
It's COVID out here. COVID ain't going nowhere, man. COVID ain't going nowhere, man. Come on, man. God dang. But yeah, that's why I was like, I've always liked the character of Ganondorf, especially since Wind Waker, when they actually like fleshed him out, and you're like, oh, he had a reason for doing what he did. And the Hylians ain't these great people that are just good enough. Some of them people are racist.
Like
some
most games and movies, you can see why the villain is the villain. Like you can reason with him, like, you know what? I see why you're doing what you're doing. Continue. Like, you're not bad in my eyes no more.
Yeah.
Like, look, bro, I understand. Look, hey, I'd have taken their souls out their bodies and destroyed them too.
Right.
Yeah. Like they made you like when you got to that part in the game and he was sitting there telling the story, I'm like, bruh, wait a minute. You went and asked him for help, and they basically said no because you was black. Basically, that's basically what they did. And he's like, I'm a king too, man. My people are suffering, and y'all ain't gonna help. Well, I'm just gonna come take that. Y'all don't understand. I'm about that life.
I'm about it. Don't play with
it. But that also shows the hubris of the king at the time for Hyrule, because you just assumed because they were in dire straits they couldn't fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Boy, was that assumption wrong?
Like, look, you made them people desperate. That was your fault, bro.
That was your fault. So, and that's why I kind of like the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom when they fleshed Garuda out even more, especially in Tears of the Kingdom. There's that side quest where you have to go towards the something with the 8, and you find all the different weapons. They have all that lore down in that cave. I'm like, bruh, oh snap. It was really that serious. Like, it was that serious. So, that's why I wouldn't mind having a Ganondorf game, just because I would like to see more about the Gerudo and stuff like that. Plus, and look, Nintendo, y'all wrong. Y'all know what y'all do with them Gerudo women. I ain't even, I mean,
look, they said, look, we wanted them to look a certain way, but it took a little while to get them to be able to look the way we wanted.
All of y'all look like Twin Tail. Look,
a village of Twin Tails, and they all stretch.
Chat, am I lying?
You're not lying. I'm just saying, add the stretch factor, and it's over. It's a wrap.
I mean, there's a reason why.
That's why there's so many short helium men outside their gates.
Yeah.
Boy. Like, please let us in. Please.
Yeah, it's like, please, goddamn. Baby, please. Like, they usher in a 1990s R&B song. Music video. Like, they will be outside like they in the rain, shirt open.
But they don't even care if it's fire outside. They'll do it.
They'll do that.
Like, we out in the desert. We'll pop and lock and dance and everything for you. Let's just go.
And there's one thing that movie better have in there. If they got a Gerudo in there, I'm gonna need to see the Dayton class.
They need to do that. Gotta see how bad it is.
Yeah. I love that side quest, man. The Gerudo Dayton class side quest. I love that side quest. That's just hilarious. It's too funny. All right, so let's get to the main event. All right, so y'all noticed Monday we did a live reaction to the Game Awards nominees show.
All right.
Y'all see the title of this episode?
Hey, you see what my thing says? Why, King? Why?
My question is this: are the Game Awards becoming the very thing it wasn't supposed to be?
Yeah.
The very thing that it was supposed to be to make itself separate from. Is that what it's now becoming?
Yes.
Yeah. Very much so.
I'm sitting here, I'm like, and I just brought this up with Yeast 10. There's no way you're gonna tell me that your jury played every game this year. There's no way. It's too many games.
Way
it's too many games. So clearly your jury ain't playing everything, and clearly the only thing they're going after is the most popular things. So
whatever's popular or whatever they like.
And I don't think that's actually right, because once again, this whole Shadow Erdtree notwithstanding, that's just BS. I'm like, look, it's game of the year, not game of past years. Game of the year.
Even if they're talking about just the DLC, I can't play that game.
You have an ongoing game category as it is, for one.
Yeah.
Two, you can't just play that portion of the game.
Correct.
Yeah. This ain't Torna. This ain't Torna the Golden Country where they sold it separate. This is not.
No, even if they didn't sell it separately, you can't just boot the game up with the DLC and then dive into that portion of the game. You have to beat. What is it like? There are two specific bosses you have to beat.
Yeah, before you can even open it.
Before you can even open that section up.
Yeah.
So how is that considered a new game and not an expansion?
Right.
Yeah.
Boy. Why, Keely? Why?
Because at that point, there's plenty of games that got robbed that opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's why, and when Greg Miller says, I'm like, dude, you should have just stayed quiet.
Shut your mouth.
You should have just stayed quiet, bro. Because number one, what you said makes no sense, and number two, we already know about you, so you just should have just kept your mouth shut. You wasn't helping
for your boy.
Yeah, you just should have kept your mouth shut because you ain't helping. You're not.
Because he just opened up a can of worms. Because going into next year, what if there's more games like this? Now you have no choice but to put them in here.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it because once again, like I use Torna the Golden Country as an example. Torna the Golden Country, you can play separate from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You can also buy it separately from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But for some reason, if you start talking about stuff like that, he pretends like he don't know what you're talking about. That's why I'm like, dude, you need to have a consistent category scale or something. And once again, I don't know who on your jury. Neither do I care. But there's no way you're going to sit here and tell me they played the majority of games this year.
No,
they probably didn't even play half of them.
No,
there's no way.
Not if we're getting the same thing in every category. And look, there should be some. There should be
some overlap.
There should be some overlap, but it shouldn't be the same damn game in 10 categories.
It shouldn't. No, that lets you know that they don't. They just kind of find a way. Like they're a subset of games, and they try to spread it over a multitude of actual categories. I don't. There were so many games that even like when we were on Sandstorm's podcast last night, one in particular that stood out. I was like, hold on, this particular sports game was the hype of this year, and it's not even nominated.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that lets me know that they're just winging it at this point. No pun intended. But it's like I don't know where this is supposed to go. Like we do it, we watch the shows because we like to make fun of it. But then there are other content creators that have vowed to not even stream this.
Yeah.
Because they feel like it's a spit in the face.
It is a spit in the face. But it's been a spit in the face for like years.
For a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
This ain't new.
Yeah, this ain't. I don't know why people are clutching their pearls now. I'm like, you should have been clutching like 6 years ago, bro. This is why are you clutching your pearls now? And RJ, you are absolutely right. Because he did that, he said the same thing with the whole Kojima situation when Death Stranding came out. And he was like, bruh, he shouldn't even be on the jury. He has a game now.
At all.
Like, that's a conflict of interest, but because I'm not gonna say it, but
we know what it is.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been there, but he was. So it's one of those situations where I'm like, dude, you've become the thing you vowed not to be.
There you go.
I understand why. It takes money to run these shows. And if you want to run it professionally, like a Grammys or an Oscars or something like that, you're gonna have to pay the piper.
Yeah.
Jeff ain't making money like that to do it on his own.
No,
he's not. There's no way he's doing that. So he has to go and get help. He has to.
So,
And
what are the chances of the people that are sponsoring influence some of the picks?
It's heavily influenced.
Okay.
It's heavily influenced. You think Sony gonna sit there and back him and they ain't getting top billing?
Oh, I'm talking about outside of like a Sony or whoever, because like we see some of the outside things that come in, especially like outside music artists or announcers that come through, and it's like, would they put their hand in the pot to say, I'll come and do your show if you nominate blase because I got a friend over at such and such.
I'm pretty sure that happens.
That'd be nuts. That's nasty work at that point.
Dude, because you have to pay them.
You do, yeah.
You have to. That's why I said, like, I remember, Andre, this like 2 years ago when we said they should have got like some of the YouTube people, the nerdcore people, like Rustage or Daddy Fat Snaps or like, Nerd Out to come do some of that music, and they wouldn't have had to pay as much because they was trying to get like, what was it, Blink 182 or somebody that they was gonna have to pay. I know they had Imagine Dragons back in like 2015 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
I know they had to pay them.
Imagine Dragons paying a lot of money for them.
Yeah, they was not cheap. So, and they did 2 songs there. So I'm sitting here like, bruh, you should have just got like some of the nerdcore artists to do that, because they actually make songs on games
or anime.
Yeah,
like all the nerd stuff. I mean, look, what's the one I recently got into? Eyes and Vibe Society.
Yeah,
okay. Listen to that.
Because I like Daddy Fat Snaps and Rustage and Nerd Out.
Yeah, they all good.
But this kind of reeks of conversations or arguments of old of, okay, you're this type of person if you indulge in video games, and you're an adult if you don't. And then that narrative kind of got spun when PlayStation and Xbox showed up. So this award show kind of reeks of that. Like, if we don't go and get talents that people outside of gaming knows, then we somehow are not
less than.
That we're less than, like we can't hold up. But my thing is, if this is a celebration of gaming, nerd culture in general, then have those people that's in it. Like, who gives a damn about the outside sources showing up? Because there's enough gamers that can support this, that really will get it to is level that it needs. It doesn't need to be this over the top show. You look at like indie artists. Yes, they may not be known, they may not be mainstream, but they got a core following so strong that they don't need that. Like, they make more than enough money to sustain what they have going on. So when you and Andre talk about those artists, or hell, even if you look at me or anybody on MSM, like, we do video game music, and it's like there's an abundance. Like, there's not like, oh, there's 1 or 2 people. Like, there's an abundance.
There's a lot of people out there.
Like, it's crazy.
And they can't act like they don't know. Because he clearly reads the comments, because when people was blasting his ass about Kojima, he got in his feelings.
Yeah.
So he clearly reads the comments. He clearly does. So I'm like, bro, instead of paying Imagine Dragons, instead of paying them, you probably would have came out better just keeping it the nerd. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the people that hate people that play video games, they ain't stopping.
No, they're not.
They're going to continue to blame stuff on it. Anytime something happens, we're going to keep getting the blame. We're going to keep getting told we're not adults. We're going to keep getting told all this other stuff that really, when you think about it, you're like, okay, it's a hobby. I have a full-time job, a full-time career. I'm making money. I'm good. My credit score high. What's yours?
There you go.
All right. So, yeah, this is a hobby. I have a hobby. So, yeah, all right. But if you're trying to make it, and I love Al Pacino, I really do. He had no business being at Game Awards that year.
No, he didn't.
Unless they were bringing Scarface back, but
and they weren't. No reason, so he didn't need to be there.
Right.
Look, Christopher Judge, he should have been there. He voiced Kratos in God of War. He should have been there. Al Pacino should not have been there. You had to pay Al Pacino rate.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, that kind of led to having to stay up till 12 midnight because people kept rambling that year. But yeah. So I mean, it's become that, and I'm like, I understand why he put that tweet out before, because I'm like, bro, you just opened up a can of worms, and like you can't take this back, and don't try to blame it on the jury. It is your show.
Yeah.
Don't try to blame it on them. It's your show.
Make it work. Make it work.
I'm sorry, when you say game of the year, it's game of that year, not game of past years. Game of that year. So the games in the category of game of the year should only have come out in 2024.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. If you like Elden Ring, if you like Shadow Rare Tree, cool. Put it in that doggone category that it got. It should not be in game of the year.
It really shouldn't. No. I don't care how good it was. Like Elden Ring got this award already.
Yeah.
So you're just now double dipping. So if this wins, now we're looking at a back-to-back situation.
I'm surprised Death Stranding ain't in the game of the year conversation since they just released on Xbox Series X.
I will give it to. I'll wait for. Well, no, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
I'm surprised it hadn't. No. I'm surprised.
I don't know, man. At this point, he's gonna dig himself a ditch that he can't get out of. But like this is pretty simple. I'm pretty sure there's not a single content creator that would not break their neck to come and announce an award.
Yeah,
do anything like that to partake in this, because if it's about building the culture of gaming and trying to like somewhat strip it away from the IGNs, the GameSpots that really, in a way, kind of put it in the stink hole it's been in, then you kind of embrace that group. Now, I'm not saying he can ever walk away from an IGN or GameSpot because he's going to need those platforms. Yeah. But ultimately, when we talk about who's coming to announce, who's coming to, present an award, whatever the case may be, you have way too many people that's involved in this that you can't reach out and they wouldn't say yes.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to say you're doing this for the culture.
There you go. That's the part right there.
Just like in 2014 when they had Joel McHale there, and Joel McHale spent the whole time pretty much ragging on the culture itself to the point where I was like, bruh, I would have asked him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bruh, get the hell on. Just take your money and get the hell on. Well, I wouldn't have first asked him because I know what kind of comedy Joe McHale does. So he would have never came.
Right, exactly.
He just would have never came. He wouldn't have been invited. But that was, again, I pay attention to stuff. Yeah. So, and like if you like you said, like, dude, there are so many popular. You could have got Black Nerd Comedy to come present. Yeah. He's big enough.
If they want big people, RDC.
Yeah,
RDC would definitely, and people will show up in droves for RDC.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's too easy for him to do it, because even when you look at the like the Grammys and things of that nature, like sometimes they'll have like comedians do the announcements or to host the show, but it's because it's for laughter and everything else. But you still got other musicians saying, okay, for this award, or like they keep it within the space that it's in.
Yeah, they don't have somebody. They don't look. I know everybody love Vin Diesel. They don't have Vin Diesel showing up because you have to pay Vin Diesel.
No.
Right.
You know what? Know who would be a good comedian to have do the Game Awards right now would be Matt Rife. And then because one, he would know how to riff off the crowd.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Two,
I give him that.
You can tell he plays video games on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah. I would even take it to something a little, I guess, someone that I know he's a comedian. He just doesn't he doesn't do too much of the comic side of things. But Pat Cloud for All Def Digital, like he's heavily involved in gaming. Him and Cleo Thomas.
Yeah,
like they are heavy into it. So I mean, they would do a great job too, because they have not only great sense of humor, they're funny, and they indulge in gaming heavy. Like they made gaming shows for All Def Digital. So it's centered around it. There's too many options, man. Yeah, he's just not paying attention.
And to be fair, Jeff doesn't need the host no more. He's the blandest host. He don't need the host. And because I'm sick and tired. I know we're gonna get it. We're gonna get a 15-minute love affair with Kojima again. And I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, because he got announced on the beach, right? Well, he already announced on the beach, but he probably gonna show more about it.
I'm like, bruh, just take that somewhere else, man. This is like 15 minutes. We could have been out of here 15 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. Like, yes. It's on the West Coast, but you forget you have other time zones watching this.
Right.
So what's 9 o'clock to you is midnight for me.
Right.
So just saying, bro. So yeah, look. We already know it's gonna be rigged. I'm just gonna have a good time.
That's all you can do.
I'm just gonna have a good time.
Yeah, that's
some
all you can do.
marshmallows. Get some marshmallows and let the roast begin.
Yeah.
Make some s'mores.
And so, chat, y'all know what we do. So on December 12th, the chat shall be open. Y'all know how we get down every year. This is our annual one. Y'all know how we get down. Let the jokes flow. Just let them flow.
That's all you can do. Like I said, it's not, and it's not that for anybody that hasn't seen it, it's not that we're not paying attention. We're just joking a lot more than we are paying attention. But it's like, it's what
because it's too easy. It's too easy to make a joke out of it.
It is.
Yeah. Because I'm just at this point, y'all, and this is supposed to be the 10-year anniversary. So I'm like, I know it's gonna be.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be long. So I'm just saying, buckle up, peeps. So buckle up because this is gonna be interesting.
How much you want to bet that we don't have The Rock on this one because of the live action Moana movie?
He better not be here.
He better not, but
he better not. But he might show up.
But he got Rock money.
No,
but his sponsors might.
But his sponsors might be for that. Remember, Microsoft and Sony do sponsor this, so Microsoft got the money. We know Microsoft got the money.
Oh yeah, we already know they do.
Yeah,
they got their own stadium.
They got their own theater. So
I know they good. Dang, well that's crazy. I mean, at some point, I figured somebody, Sony, Nintendo, or Microsoft would actually pick this up eventually. Because that, to me, that's what I would do. I would say, all right, cool. I'm going to honor the developers that released on our console this year. And so we're looking at each category and I don't care about the like art direction, like just give me action, adventure, give me platformer, strategy, first person shooter, sports.
Do music.
Yeah, do music. Like give me all of that. And then from Nintendo to this developer, you won this award, brings attention to the game. Then we're going to have a category on our eShop to say all our award winners and nominees go and buy these games. And if they're feeling froggy, they'll give you a sale for it.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
And since it's in December, you can do that sale right before Christmas.
Yep. Exactly.
Right before Christmas. So
even though I'm a little iffy on that, I feel like it should be at the top of the next year, so that way you can account for everything that does release, because games still release in December. But that has to be.
Well, that's what it should be. It should be in January, but that's how he want to do it. So
So even if those companies did the same thing, I mean, granted, you really should have different winners across all platforms. Be honest with you, because I mean, you look at what is top on each game, and I'm not saying you can't exclude. I don't think you have to exclude your exclusives. If your exclusives are that good, then damn it, you're just gonna win. But there's no manufacturer that makes a game in each category. Like Nintendo doesn't make a first-person shooter. They don't make technical. I mean, they do make sports games. I almost lied, but they don't. They don't make any like.
Well, they don't make simulations.
Yeah, they don't make simulation games. So I mean, and then the same thing on Microsoft and Sony side. So I mean, there's going to be third-party winners, but ultimately, I feel like that only strengthens the relationship between you and the developer, and then also too that gives your consumer more eyes on games that they voted for. To say, all right, cool, maybe I missed this. Maybe I didn't know this game existed. So let me go pick it up. And they got it on sale. Bet.
Yeah. So but at this point, I think like just because of how he does it and how I'm just gonna say he's arrogant about it. He's freaking arrogant about it. So
seeing as we may never get what I just talked about, do y'all think Jeff would be up to having not more than one game of the year per se, but kind of have like it has the game of the year, but then also have like a game of the year for each platform, like add that as a category?
I think he probably would have if two of them weren't twins. Because right now the only one who has like exclusive is Nintendo. Like Microsoft Sony don't have exclusives. They have like Microsoft has Halo, Sony has God of War. Other than that, everything else is a free fall.
That is true.
When the last time we saw a Gears game?
Yeah, I mean, we see the announcement for this new one, but we ain't playing nothing right now.
Yeah, and Perfect Dark has been in development how many years?
Jesus,
too many.
And Sony acts like Killzone don't exist.
Yeah,
They're like Resistance don't exist. They act like Sly don't exist. They act like
Dark Cloud,
Yep.
Jack and Daxter. All these they act like they don't exist. So if you had two that wasn't trying to be the same thing, then maybe yeah. But you got two companies trying to do the exact same thing and then trying to prove to the other one that they got the most powerful and they got more money than the other one do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you got one of them that's saying, yeah, y'all doing that? All right, cool. We just gonna be over here making billions. Pokemon, y'all drop something. Pokemon, y'all release something. Y'all release something. Animal Crossing, hey, Animal Crossing, what y'all need? We need a boycott. All right, we'll make up some bullshit and we'll just have them boycott it. Because clearly people that Nintendo fans don't know what boycott means.
Right.
They clearly don't know what it means. They think boycott means buy it. Like,
so you mean if we buy it, this hurts them, like,
right?
Sure, whatever.
So if I buy the Switch Lite that's actually the limited edition, that hurts them, right? Yeah, I can do that. So, yeah, that's like, bro, that's not what boycott means
At all.
So how you boycott something and it becomes the fastest selling one? How? How? And how does it keep happening? Like, what the? You can't make this up, man. You keep saying boycott, and fastest selling numbers in a month. What?
That's crazy.
Make 2 million in a week. What?
Bro, only in gaming too, where you could boycott a game and the game sells the best it's ever sold. Like, what the hell?
Look, boycott turned into FOMO.
Yeah,
right.
Basically. So, I mean, yeah, I think it would be that way because it used to be that way, believe it or not, back in the 6th gen. And even the 7th gen, it used to be that way. They used to have, like, when they did awards, they would have Microsoft Game of the Year, Sony Game of the Year, Nintendo Game of the Year. When Sega was in it, Sega's Game of the Year. And then they have overall Game of the Year.
Right.
So you can't do that now because, like I said, two of them don't, to be fair, don't believe in first party. They don't. Which
is nuts. Because they got their fan base arguing over who has exclusives and they both doing the same thing.
Or who has the best specs or who's the big boy console. Because now, since the PS5 Pro came out, Sony's got the big boy console. No, they don't. They don't. But when that PS6 come out, you complain it as $1,500. Don't look at me.
All right, Geronimo.
All right, man. Have a good one. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is at this point. Because that's why I was like, dude, I ain't hating on nobody that got the PS5 Pro. If you can afford it, good for you. I'm happy for you. But don't complain when that PS6 come out.
They will.
And you claiming that costs too much. I might as well get a PC. Like, oh, really? Really? You might as well get a PC, huh? You say that. That's interesting that you say that.
Boy.
Yeah. I mean, because they just wrote themselves into a corner. And Sony like, yeah, if it even get close to our numbers that we projected, if it even just gets close, we know what we're going to do.
But here's my thing, like, the consumer doesn't even realize you're assisting them do this dumb stuff. Like, you're asking your console of choice to back themselves in the corner. And it's like, granted, they got the money to where they won't go away, but they're not going to succeed, not for real. Because, I mean, now it's like, because I said this like a long time ago, Sony and Microsoft can't go down. Like, Nintendo can only go up. Like, everybody looks at Nintendo and is like, okay, if they make a Last of Us, then, oh my gosh, Nintendo made a mature game. But if you say, like, okay, Sony just dropped the game that looks like Kirby, the Sony fans will lose their damn mind. Like, Sony, what are you doing? Like,
it's amazing. When you think about it, it's amazing because you like Astrobot, for example.
Right.
Everybody's loving Astrobot. The thing only sold 1 mil.
That's disgusting.
How?
That's disgusting.
How?
Disgusting. And I'm also curious too, like how many people played the free one?
Yeah.
They gave you a free one at the top of the console.
If I remember right, wasn't that part of VR though?
No. They had the demo not demo, but they had a game that was kind of like a demo for the controller.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, that I'm curious as into if they have statistics on how many people actually played it or
Probably
downloaded
not
and played
many.
it, which is wild because it's free and it's good. It's
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't, but once again, I do think that goes back to how you groom your fan base. Like,
True.
Microsoft, they were the dude bro shooters. They were the dude bros. Shooters in sports.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. Sony, before Microsoft got there, Sony was pretty much RPGs, Japanese side of RPGs, and platformers. They was trying to go at Nintendo because of the whole Yamaguchi thing. That's the whole thing. But that's what they were trying to do. When Microsoft gets in, they're like, "Oh, we Sony, we're an electronics conglomeration. We can hang with y'all." No, you can't. Yeah, we can. No, you can't. You really can't. Watch us. I bet. I bet. We'll watch. So it comes down to that, and then Nintendo just sitting in the corner letting everybody talk trash about them, and they just like, all right, we just gonna stay in our lane, do our thing, and just keep making hits, and y'all gonna get mad, but you're gonna buy this. You gonna buy the system,
right?
You can get mad all you want to. You're gonna buy a Wii. No, I'm not. Oh, you're not? Your cousin got Wii Sports. You just played it. You just played it at Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Guess what you're doing on Black Friday?
The very next day.
The very next day.
Boy, but yeah, I'm curious to see too, like how they continue to do the evolution of their Pro controllers, because that's another thing they argue back and forth. Microsoft uses batteries. Well, your PS5 don't last all that damn long either. So either way, Nintendo said has the better controller because it can last me 40 plus hours without me giving you $200 for it.
Yeah, basically. Trinell, you're absolutely right. They have. You're going to get a variety. They have the better variety. They may not have shooters, but they have Splatoon, which I still don't understand how that got popular. They have a game that the fighting community always arguing over, Smash Brothers. They argue over it. And you're like,
because if you look at what Nintendo has and when it started, it goes to show, like even what VG was saying last night, they take the time to groom. Even if they have a miss, they don't get rid of it. So it's like you look at Mario Kart. Yes, this is the best-selling Mario Kart. It started off on the Super Nintendo, and it's changed over time.
Every one of them has changed.
So
really.
You had to get to the point to where you fixed it. Smash, being the big as it is, it started off on the 64. Like it took time to get here. And Mario, we all know, started off on the original or before then, really. But in reality, it's like it takes time to get here, and you got to continue to be innovative. And unfortunately, that's just not what those other two do. So it is what it is.
They're like, we got to get this money. Got to get this money, man. It's still the same. Ain't nothing changed.
And be able to make a movie and a TV show out of it.
That's square for you. Like, okay, we got this new Final Fantasy game come out, but before y'all get the game, we're gonna make a movie, an anime, a stage play.
He's a stage play.
We're gonna sell toys. Y'all still ain't gonna get the movie. Y'all still ain't gonna get the game, but we're gonna sell toys. The game gonna go through 5 different engines before we get. Bro, just give us the game. You're gonna do everything but the game. We're gonna give y'all a trading card game. We're gonna give y'all
boy.
We're gonna actually make Cloud's motorcycle in real life before we start the game. So, yeah, I mean, it's just that. So yeah, everybody tries to build their brand and groom their audience to see what they like, but I will give and look, I'll give Sony props. Yeah, if you like those supposed cinematic games and you like I ain't gonna call them story driven because most of them stories, like, bruh, they ain't as good as y'all trying to make them out to be. We just gonna keep it a buck. But I'll give them props for saying, okay, this is why we want to present that. Fine. Microsoft, they want to present being, the maximum effort people.
Die.
Yeah. They pretty much what's that Tupac song? Me and My Girlfriend. That's their theme song. So basically, and then you just got Nintendo just do what Nintendo just known for being crazy. Y'all got a crazy idea? We'll try it.
Because I can guarantee, I can tell you what the PS6 is gonna be. I can't tell you what the Nintendo successor is gonna be.
No, you don't. We don't know. That thing might look like the Wii U. We have no idea. It just has a cartridge thing, so you can play cartridges instead of doggone discs.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be funny if they do that. I would laugh. Ooh, I would laugh from a good, healthy place. I would laugh. I would so laugh because everybody just think it's going to be another Switch. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah,
there's something there that's going to separate it from the original.
Yeah.
Outside of the DLSS stuff.
Yeah. So it's going to be something crazy, and if you are a fan of Nintendo, you should already know that. Right. Going in, you should expect it by this point. To be complaining, talking about, man, this is not traditional. I need traditional. Like, when has Nintendo ever done anything traditional?
Ever? Like, like it's never been close. Like, not even close. From the controllers to the way they make their consoles, the games. Like, I've never seen another console that has a handle on it. And I was like, okay, GameCube was just weird like that. The button layout of the GameCube controller, the button layout of the 64 controller, like those were, but they were catered to that console.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's perfect for what that console was. Like, the GameCube controller, if you try to play it, like the way they had the big green A button, small B button, small white, but when you're playing Wind Waker, when you're playing Metroid Prime 1 and 2, when you're playing Soul Calibur 2, when you play, it works. It just works.
Because they explained that because A was the most utilized button, that's why they made it so big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I was like, bro, it's the way they place it. But I'm like, those games, Mario Kart Double Dash, Melee, bro, they just Eternal Darkness. It just felt right.
Yeah.
So it's one of those situations. All they do every now and then. I still play Smash with the GameCube controllers I got. I just wish that they would let us know what all games I can use my GameCube controller with instead of me having to find out magically by osmosis.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But all right, that's gonna do it for this episode. Peeps, just a reminder, we are off next week. Thanksgiving is this week, so we're not gonna have an episode next Sunday. So I hope if you do celebrate Thanksgiving holiday, have a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys stay safe, and if you're going to see family and friends, be safe going in your travels and all that other good stuff. Other than that, I don't really have much. Just stay tuned to the channel. I'll be doing some uploads of some games. Because I do need to upload some stuff because I haven't uploaded in a while. So I'll just upload some stuff this week. There are a couple of press starts I want to do. I'm thinking I might do one because of the whole Darksiders 2 situation getting done again for PS5. Bro, I'm like, I think I'm gonna do the opening to War Master, the first one, and the opening to the third one because I think I accidentally erased it off my drive, so I got to redo them. So I'll do the redubs for those and probably do those this week. But yeah, we will be off Sunday, so mark it on your calendars. We are off Sunday. We will be back the following Sunday in our preparation for the Game Awards 2024.
That's gonna be hurt.
Oh yeah.
And also we'll do our annual gift idea episode 2 as well. So we'll do all of that and that will be because I got my calendar. That will be December 8th. So December 8th, that episode will be our annual gift idea episode, as well as our gear up for the Game Awards. So just so you know, Jack, anything you want to pimp out?
Just go check out the latest video, kind of going over the whole Xbox situation. We're on an Xbox right now. We're actually streaming from an Xbox. So I just kind of give my spin as into why I think it's actually a good idea. And then also too, with music coming in the future, December 6th will be the album release now that we have coming up, along with some future projects that I can't announce yet, but there's going to be some pretty interesting future projects coming up. And then, as always, continue to join us here every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Wingin' It podcast. Follow everybody individually, from Sandstorm, The Shadow, Vicky, Vito, Andre, Jay doing this separate thing, and my channel as well, the Gaming Grounds channel. So yeah, thank you all for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving, and can't wait to see y'all when these Game Awards come around.
Boy. That's good. It's gonna take a lot of rum. Andre.
I mean, I already have my opinion piece on the whole Game Awards thing. If anybody wants to check that on my channel. I am working on a couple things. Hopefully I'll get them out this week. Hopefully. Work schedule might not allow for that. If not this week, it'll be out next week. And I'm also working on 2 separate books. One's going to be a little bit easier for the general audience. Other one's going to be a little bit more adult, but I'll give details on that in the video, because I'm actually going to look for people to help proofread with that and give opinions and feedback on the drafts. So I'm working on that right now. I've got like 20 pages into one book and like 40 into the other one. So if anybody's interested, I'll put a video up for that so you can figure it out. I'll figure it all out. I've been so busy, but I'll get it all figured out.
Gotcha. All right. So remember, we're off Sunday. We'll be back December 8th, and then we'll have the Game Awards roast show. Reaction show December 12th. So y'all know how we do. So chat, we're gonna need y'all to help us get through it, because I just got a feeling. I got a feeling. Can't wait for our annual 20 minutes of Kojima showing up just to show up. So
for Jeff to stare at him lovingly.
You can't forget the world premiere, sir.
Oh yeah, the world
constant world premieres and stuff we already seen.
Yeah, so we already seen. So, but it might be a little different this year because it wasn't E3 and he was mad at Summer Games, so he might be a little upset. You might still be upset about that. So whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, we will see you guys then. So peace out, people. Like I said, y'all have a safe holiday, and we will catch you guys on December 8th. Peace out.
Peace,
folks.